Well, good day, friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Morning Dew, daily events worldwide. We are on March 30th, 2020. Welcome to another surviving day on this planet. Welcome to the Daily Dew. Starting out here looking at our sun, as we do have that incoming sunspot. Northwestern limb there. 304 angstroms watching large plasma filaments ahead of it. That's a pretty active sunspot and large filament loops beforehand. Small CME ejected yesterday. We're also about to receive the small coronal hole wind stream as well. We've seen an increase in the solar wind. Looking here at 211 angstroms. Watching the heliosphere being affected with that sunspot coming in. No coronal holes developing. Just this one lonely sunspot coming around the corner. Well, she'll be coming around the corner when she comes. Yes, indeed, she will be. LASCO 2 image here. Small little ejections. Here's a look at the real-time solar wind. It peaked at 495 kilometers per second just recently. Let's get to earthquakes here the last 24 hours. Recently, 5.2 here in Ecuador today, as well as 4.5. Central America, 4.6 here, Guatemala, and as well 4.7 Mexico. Fuego and Popo have been very active as of late. Across the United States here, 2.6 in New York. As well, 3.1 Oklahoma. That was late last night. As well, 2.8 today. Earthquakes moving up northern California into Utah. Minor earthquakes. 4.8 today in Unalaska, Alaska. Now this is going to be my warned region for today. Japan and north into Kamchatka and the Aleutian Islands. 5.6 here, Papua New Guinea. 4.4, Afghanistan. Farkar, Afghanistan, and as well a 4.3 in Chamba, India. Now that's where those intense thunderstorms and heavy snowfall is occurring right now. 5.1 here late last night at Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Let's look at the last 7 days for earthquakes. Deep earthquake movement has kind of calmed down. We're looking at more shallow quakes around the world. But I do believe that deep earthquake, Marianas Trench, is a precursor to quite possibly something bigger. As well, deep earthquakes, Farkar, Afghanistan, and India. So stay aware and prepared. South America, North America into Kamchatka and Japan. The Ring of Fire is always active, but stay even more aware and prepared today. Most recent volcanoes, Popo being updated, Ibu in Indonesia, Nevados de Chilian in Colombia, Sabancaya in Peru, Dakono in Indonesia, Asosan in Japan, Kluchevskoye in Russia, and that's all in the last 3 hours being updated. A lot of flood alerts, fires. Overlooking the United States here, you can see there's at least 20 flood alerts across 7 states. Winter storm moving into Colorado and Montana. But that cold high pressure ridge is really dominant, and it's starting to shift southward, and it's tearing up the low pressure systems that were forming. The Alberta Clipper, we're not going to be getting much of a snowfall amount today as they thought they were, probably just a couple centimeters, but still extreme cold. Northwest Territories with a winter storm moving into BC as well. Watching this area here, deep lower level low pressure system just scooted across Kamchatka, and then watching these straight north-south winds just west of Hawaii. Got a convergence line, and they had some flood alerts yesterday. But they're dealing with a drought right now anyway, so they could really use the rain. Let's get to the 5-day forecast brought to you by Meteor Earth, Meteor Mike. Starting out here overlooking North America. You can see those cold temperatures moving in from the northwest throughout the week. Strong high pressure ridge over the Northwest Territories and Hudson Bay. So it's just going to pull the Alberta Clipper straight north, and then watch for that low pressure system to have straight line winds from Northwest Territories all the way down to Texas with this storm later in the week. Watch for heavy snow, Colorado, and north into Montana, the border with Canada, and then Saskatchewan and Manitoba will be receiving quite a bit of snow over the next couple days. Very interesting weather developing across the planet. I'd have to say strange weather developing across the planet, especially here when you see this east and west movement into the Atlantic. Doesn't happen often, but when you've got a really strong high pressure ridge, the Hudson Bay, it will. Overlooking Europe, high pressure ridge in place as well. Low pressure spinning here in Spain, and will so for a few days till another low beside it from the Atlantic pushes it eastward into the Mediterranean. And then Eastern Europe, Central Europe, watch for an extreme weather event as this low pressure system moves in to northern Finland and parts of western Russia. 3 low pressure systems embedded with this one low pressure. Same thing here, straight across Russia. You can look at the long line of snowfall. Strong high pressure ridge locked in over the Mongolian mountains. Another vigorous low pressure system is set to affect Kamchatka over the next few days, and as well Japan, forming quite a storm, moving northward. Pacific Ocean, high pressure blockade off the coast of California. Stretching and joining forces, look at that, with the high from the north. Something has shifted over the last couple weeks with our weather. Jet streams have changed. I mean, we are going into spring now. We are into our spring solstice, but just still some strange events. It's overlooking South America. We've got heavier rains, northeast Brazil, and into Colombia. And moving south into Argentina. Watching this vigorous low pressure system develop. I mean, the thing looks like a hurricane in the 5-day forecast. Don't know where that came from. Looks like it came from the Pacific, like from the equatorial region of the Pacific. Strange. Anyways, overlooking Australia. We've got moisture and wind event across Sydney, Australia, and southeastern regions as that low pressure system comes over Tasmania. No tropical cyclones or hurricanes to talk about in the world. And nothing crazy for extreme weather right now. It's pretty calm. We have a lot of strong high pressure on the planet clearing things up. Watch for wind and rain and cooler temperatures across South Africa in the long range forecast. Gonna leave you here looking at the southern hemisphere versus the northern hemisphere. Stay aware and prepared. Stay young and have fun. And get your morning dew. Maybe even get in the comment section and say hi. Tell me where you're from. We'll get you on the map. Thanks for watching. God bless humanity. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.